that we were looking at what the project could be. The Bangalore that we lived, we experienced was empty roads and open spaces, singing birds, cool evenings, and close-knit communities. This is something that we are missing in our rush Bangalore, so we thought we should bring a small element of that into this project. The Bangalore that was proudly known as a garden city, we all know that what is it called today. I don't want to mention that, but we want to bring really the old Bangalore that we had seen it grown, in the 70s, 80s, that we all have seen Bangalore. Now, I just take you through what is the effort behind this. It's an effort to create a living ecosystem with families can reconnect with the land, enjoy cleaner air, grow trees that will stand for generations, and become part of a community that values nature and meaningful living. We choose Dankini Kote because it still reflects many qualities that once defined old Bangalore. I'm not sure if anybody is aware of it. The Dankini Kote Tamis is being referred as Little England. If you Google it, you will find that is called as Little England. So we thought the Little England of Bangalore, we should replicate that. I mean, as Sindhu was saying, we cannot recreate, but we will give that kind of an experience to most of our clientele who buy the plot. Because generally we see people who buy farmlands, they just put some plants, they come once in a while, pluck some mangoes and go back. But most of the time, the caretaker who takes care of the plot is the one who's enjoying the whole life. We build the farmhouse, we give it to him, he takes care of it. I think Poonam is laughing, I think she's experiencing that. So we want to be very well planned, we want to have a kind of a caretaker will be always around. So whenever you build a farmhouse, we'll have a team of people who will run it. So it will be like any other 3-star or 4-star resorts. So this is going to be the nutshell that the project is going to come up. Further technical details on the layout plan, the size of it, I think Sridhar will take you through that for the next 2-3 minutes.
A small brief about the project and the thought about how we came up with the concept and the idea behind the vintage Bangalore. So the design philosophy, basically what happened, I'll start with a small story how we came up with this concept. So the three of us, Sridhar sir, Sujit and I had visited the site. And when we saw the site, something about it just kind of was like a calling for us. And we saw there was a small stream that runs by the site, and there's a small hillock right behind it, along the southern side of the plot as well. So when we were looking at it, we were just discussing how for the older generation or our generation of people of Bangalore, we kind of miss learning to ride a cycle on the street or climbing the trees and things that was like part of our daily life, and that kind of was something very inviting for us. But that is something we are not able to do in the current city that we live in. But so we were thinking, why don't we create something like that, a space like that, and like elements and landscape like that. And that was the whole idea behind Vintage Bangalore. So the whole design concept here is, we're not trying to replicate old Bangalore, but the whole concept is going to be referenced from small pockets of Bangalore that has been here for years, and that is something that everyone can relate to. For example, the clubhouse. The clubhouse is designed in a way such that activities that we all grew up, with, like a library. There is a snooker parlor. All of this will be smaller activities that will be incorporated within the project. And growing up, we all had picnics and things that were very close to our heart with family, spend time with each other, with the family and things like that.
Experience is simple yet meaningful. Open skies, expansive landscapes, pleasant weather, and a setting that captures the essence of vintage Bengaluru, a place where life feels calm, rooted and connected, presenting a nature-led community in the heart of Bengaluru, a destination shaped by landscape, inspired by climate, and surrounded by nature's quiet luxury. Bengaluru, where nature remains the destination.
We are here to create a Bengaluru living experience at the project. It can be anything. Even though it is a small boutique land parcel, which is about 25 acres, we are developing each parcels of about 11,000 square feet, which is perfectly suitable for any farmland development for people when they want to build a farmhouse and use it for themselves. The project has to be greener so that every plots are best chosen plants are planted and trees are clearly demarcated in the plot where it looks greener all throughout the year. And when it comes to the avenue plantation, we are, as we repeatedly mentioned, we wanted to bring the old Bengaluru vibe at the city, at the project. When we wanted to bring the old vibe, what we see today, Bengaluru, especially on the summers, the cherry blossom or your gulmohar or your mayflower, these are the plants everywhere which is specially identified for Bengaluru. So this is what we wanted to make the entire project looks more colorful throughout the year. It's not just that, even for elderly people, when they wanted a farm property, it has to be a breathable place. So we have plants where it produces a lot of oxygen to the properties. So that is what we wanted to create, and we wanted to make the project more healthier for anybody. It can be children, or it can be elderly people, or it can be young people, everybody. So this is about the development that we are planning all across the project. When it comes to the clubhouse is properly designed for us, which is usable for any farmland people when they wanted to use it when they come to stay over the weekends. The clubhouse will have a beautiful cottages. If somebody wants to stay over the weekends, like Saturday, Sunday, they can always make use of the cottages. Restaurant and a coffee shop and a senior citizen, amphitheaters, everything is being packed completely, including the children's play area, everything. Here on top of all this, we are also, everybody are talking about the food which they are missing out in Bengaluru. Even when we go to the restaurant today, everything is contaminated. At Vintage Bengaluru, we are connected with a very good family where they can source out authentic Indian food, South Indian food especially. You name anything that you wanted for your lunch or dinner or breakfast, which is available at the project. And this is not at the initial stage, anytime in next coming years, that's available at the project. We have been connected with every requirement for people when they wanted to buy a farm property and they wanted to enjoy the weekend. So with all the requirement for our farm property, everything has been captured and this has been properly planned for the farmland properties.
Is basically majorly as a second home what we are concentrating on. Bengaluru Kotai, as it's called as Little England of South India. It's a beautiful place. I ask everybody to go and visit the site once, irrespective of you planning to buy or not. You experience what it is to be in that part of atmosphere. We're happy to be with Sujit and Sridhar. All the technical details you will have in the video.
What is the area, sir? How many?
Approximately 11,000 square feet plot area per site. We are having about 75 plots. And the total land area is about 25 acres. Maybe can be extended in further phases. As of now, we have planned for 25 acres. There's a beautiful water body next to it. Very good connectivity. The connectivity will be better in coming days because of the various developments what is now. Hardly about 90 minutes from Electronic City, 2 hours from CBD in Bangalore. So it's a very beautiful place. Everybody to go in.
What is the price range?
So the soft launch price was 350 rupees. We mostly close that now. We'll be letting you know the second phase of pricing after we finish the first phase of 15 minutes. Total there only hardly, it's a very boutique 75 plot area. We want the community to come in. We just don't want people to buy it for investment. We want them to build farmhouses, come.
Be very competitive in the market, and we wanted to start at 350 per square feet as a special price. And the bigger advantage is again, we wanted to split this payment because many people wanting to buy for a farmland property, that's a bigger problem is they don't get any banks or financial institutions are not funding, unlike residential properties. So Vintage Bengaluru gives a special offer where people can buy with an EMI option, where 50% they can pay and the rest of the 50% can be split over 12 months. And they can easily afford to buy a farmland property, which is a dream for many people today in Bangalore. So the first 15 plots, we wanted to give it at a special price of 350 rupees with an EMI option of 50-50 sharing. And rest, we will take it up to 400 and up to, scale it up to 550 rupees a plot.
So this is it. Will be any other these things, platform or?
So we have been there in this industry almost like 2011 onwards. We understand the complete project in the periphery of Bengaluru Kotte. We have been dealt with the largest project of South India, which is called as Holiday Valley today. We have been the main people to contribute majority of close to about 60% of the stock there. And second project, we are more focused towards the sandalwood plantation and things like that with another project called Sandvi Farmland and all. So this is our baby which we are doing it, and we wanted to bring value to the project, and we wanted to make this project with the Bangalore vibe for people when they buy a farmland property, and that is what people are missing it today in Bangalore.
Yeah, myself Sujit Joseph from HH Terrain, and Vintage Bangalore is our baby. So we have discussed in length and breadth about this project because there is a lot of farmland projects coming up, especially post-COVID. So we wanted to think what different we can give. So what else can be given back to the Bangalorean people is the old Bangalore that they lived upon and enjoyed. So that is where we coined this Vintage Bangalore. So we're giving back 70s and 80s of Bangalore feel to the farmland owners. So they can come and buy plot in our gated community, which is about 25 acres, about 75 plots. And we're going to give the kind of plants, the fruits and the roads and the kind of a feel that people have lived in Bangalore, because it suits absolutely to the same kind of a weather of 70s of Bangalore, Bengaluru Kotte, because that is also called as a Little England. Regarding the pricing, Sridhar would talk about it.
So other than this, any upcoming projects, sir?
We have 3 more projects lined up. That is again going to be on the same periphery of Bengaluru Kotte, because that is where we are put in art and soul. Because next 10 years, that's going to be a different geography for farmland.